Welcome to Dog Fooding, everybody, on this October 15th, 2021. We got the whole crew in the house, and we are so excited. I know that we've got an Anon versus Moloch stress test, which I think is top of mind for everyone. So that is probably where we should start. Kevin, Austin, if you want to take it away.
Okay. So this is my presentation, which I'll be giving at LizCon on Tuesday, called The Greatest LARP. And basically what it does is the core points that I'm trying to drive is this idea of Anon. We are all Anon, and Anon is like a person that just has computer skills and is a young person and is concerned about contemporary coordination failures, things like climate change or the surveillance capitalism that has evolved in the modern web. And Anon's agenda is to tell people that we can solve these things. And the reason why we newly can solve them is because of Ethereum and programmable money, and that we should solve them. And we should all join Anon in the greatest LARP, which is to solve these coordination failures and to slay Moloch. So basically, the talk is kind of like trying to figure out how we can change our intersubjective reality from this idea that we just need to accept Moloch, that we need to accept coordination failures, and that as there's more people involved in a community, that there has to be more suffering, and to question why that has to be, and to say that we can do better with Ethereum, to convince people that with Ethereum and with coordination technology, we can solve that. So basically, the idea is to kind of like I'd say the presentation is like half cool art around Anon versus Moloch, and is like half like, hey, this is actual coordination game theory and how we can solve it with Ethereum. So talking through like Dunbar's number and Bentoism, and Prisoner's Dilemma. And then we sort of end by dropping people on this idea that like, hey, we can solve these coordination failures, but right now Moloch is winning. So Moloch, the god of coordination failure, is winning, and all coordination is a choice. So we're launching this Choose Your Own Adventure game where you, Anon, can choose to coordinate, and you'll have a specific adventure, and you can choose to defect. And in the Choose Your Own Adventure game, you'll have a different adventure if you coordinate versus if you defect. And so the coordination game is basically a multi-level funding game where the more the community coordinates around purchasing these NFTs, then the more money can be raised for public goods funding. So the goal of the campaign is a couple $1 million. The stretch goal is $5 million. And so I'm really just sort of kind of fun. It's going to be fun, kind of fun to just drop people on this landing page and say, hey, go coordinate, experience this world, experience this metaverse. And we'll see if as a community we can't spread the lore of Anon versus Moloch and coordination failures, and also raise some money for public goods. So that's basically the idea of the talk I'll be giving at LizCon. I'm just super thankful to everyone who has helped me put this together. I put together a thank you slide, but I just want to like show you all that it really truly did take a village to do this. Like Josh Baylock did the comics. Colton and Kitty have been inspirations from a design perspective, as has Goist and Octavian. Bliss, Jason, Fahim, Austin, Ryan, and Loey for helping coordinate the dev builds. And just Gitcoin DAO, Moonshot Collective, Moonshot Bots, holders of Sacks. We're all standing on the shoulders of giants in that this was a community effort to put this together. And I'm just going to be the person who's teeing it off at LizCon. So that's basically the content. The art is fucking dope. It's so dope. And I'm really hopeful that we can build some NFTs, like just really like spread the word and raise some money for public good. So with that, I guess I'll hand it over to Fahim and Bliss and the people who've been building the experience.
Can I squeeze some tiny feedback in there?
Make sure.
make sure you talk about 100% of the money going to public goods funding. Something that has come up recently between us, like say 100% of the money, like there's no money going anywhere but to public goods through Gitcoin grants with this funding. Like no one takes a cut like that. I think that's important, or whatever.
Well,
like
with some of the NFTs,
okay,
some of the NFTs, the money will go to the artists. But yeah,
Yep.
I'm disappointed that some other projects have marketed Gitcoin's brand name when like half of the money goes to some for-profit entity. So I feel you on that without naming any names.
That was the one piece I had. Sorry. Go Fahim. Go Jason.
All right. So Jason, tee up for the demo.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Very good. Okay. Here's the home page that they'll land on. And then we got this. They can kind of check this out.
I still got to go in and replace that lorem ipsum. That's on me.
Yep.
To write some copy.
I think these are done by the looks of it. Yeah, they're all links and set up.
Sweet.
I don't know if you wanted to add more, Kevin, onto those ones, but
yeah, I'll be updating the FAQ along with it. I'll be yellowing out some copy for sure.
Okay. And then eventually, so you want to join us on this fight? It'll take you to like the adventure part.
Sweet.
So
what happens when I click read there?
Nothing yet.
Same thing. Yeah. We should do the gray out and the message that says, you know, like you have to do this to be able to read this, sort of like kind of hint at what's going on.
Okay.
So it's I uploaded the PDFs to you all in the Telegram. I'll bump those so that you have them.
Okay. So this part, so the way it works is you land here. Ooh. I've already done this, so the buttons were unlocked. So, and I set them low, so we didn't have to do 200 mints for the button to unlock. So you can mint your statues.
Damn, 7 ETH.
That's a lot of local host ETH.
Yeah. Yeah, they give you 10,000, so.
So there's two different NFTs we're minting here. The one on the left is a physical NFT. The one on the right is a digital NFT. And there's a limit on each one of these that needs to be crossed. The players have to cross the threshold of both. Sorry. Go ahead.
Before they can continue, they'll have to be 3 of these purchased and 200 of these purchased. Right now, I got.
We should have like a little countdown, like as a community, we're X close to passing the. So I'll see if I can hack something in.
You can basically do that with the numbers you have there, I think.
Yeah, we have the variables there to do all that kind of stuff, whatever we want to do to display what's left, what needs more to be minted. See, we could just subtract the 200 from this and they need 196 more, something like that.
What's that giant 3859 number in the bottom right? What is that?
Oh, yeah, right. That's a beautiful number.
Oh, that number's gone up, huh?
Yeah. We might see 4K this weekend.
Developers talking price. Here we go. We need some flirting and some weed.
It's just going to make our $1 million number easier because we have to raise less ETH in order to raise $5 million.
That's a good point.
Exactly. Yep. So, and these are both on the bonding curves that were specified. They're working. I've checked them up to number 60 on these ones. So everything's working as expected. Then this is the second part where you can mint a Moloch, or you can mint or a statue, excuse me, or a digital.
And if you haven't hit the thresholds, that community or that continue button is basically grayed out, and the hover tells you something about like not enough have been minted yet. And I think, like Kevin said, I think that'd be great. Instead of only 296 available, I mean, maybe that's there, but then maybe a green message underneath that, like
something here
away from. Yeah.
Has all the art been teased in either
we could put it in here,
Kevin's talk, or somewhere on the site, or can you not even see what the next auction has until it's unlocked?
You can't see what it has
been
until it's
teased,
unlocked.
people aren't going to put it together. I don't think. Like, it's just been a teaser.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wouldn't even know unless somebody put it out there. And then you go to the last page, and this is what you can go back to the home page, or you can go to the OpenSea auction, which takes you to.
Colton, we got to get a new image for the for that page on the site.
So dope.
It is so
Look
dope.
at that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll drop the
it's pretty
updates in the chat.
Pleaser vibes.
Yeah, we got to go tell Pleaser DAO that they need this.
Yeah, that video is gonna get choppy. And
Yeah, it's smoother. It's smoother locally. You guys will see it.
Yeah. This looks sweet. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Sweet.
Figured I'd let it play.
Shout out to Colton for doing this. He really nailed it.
Yeah, good
thanks,
job.
guys. Super fun working with this team.
Cool. So, I guess is this deployed to Rinkeby? Is there any way that we could like test and poke at it, or?
I deployed the contracts, but not the app yet.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yep,
I'd love
I
to
got
bang
through the
on
contracts.
in QA.
Absolutely. So
But-
in the next couple hours, we'll do that, and I'll just ping you and say it's on Rinkeby.
Cool.
And I'll probably want to float
Well-
it to someone that can spot check the contract, because we put in some like interesting factory stuff that makes it a little bit more abstract, but that's another to do on the list for the weekend probably.
Yeah. What I like about this is so like amazing job to everyone who worked on the creatives, and especially on the dev side, you're really putting out some amazing work. What I really like about this is that I can feel confident going around and like prancing around and saying that we can raise several $1 million on this, because we already did it with Moonshot bots. Like, this is just basically Moonshot bots, but like multi-level Moonshot bots with better storytelling and better art. So we'll see how it's received, but I'm feeling pretty confident about it just based off of what we learned with the last NFT auction.
How about the womp womp mechanic? So just in case, we wanted to build in this complicated like decay method where if they get to level 2 and then they don't buy anymore and we're kind of like blocked and like nothing's happening, we needed some mechanic to like decay the price or lower the price. So we settled on just like a little womp womp button that lets the administrators kind of take down the price by 10% if we need, if we have to. So
where can we hide that?
I think
put it
that
on the
we can
contracts.
just, yeah, we can just
No,
ether scan it, or we can even.
Gotcha. So so you can ether scan it then. That way the public don't really know. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And
'Cause I already
sometimes
put the
just
function in the contract.
Yep. A little scaffold secret is you can sometimes go to /debug on a lot of projects, and it just shows that contract object. So you could always set up a debug route that just renders the full contract. So then if we needed to, we could go to /debug and just get in there and use that contract interface. But we've also all gotten good at ether scan rights.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right on. Okay. Will do.
Yeah, Kevin, let me know as you go to edit this weekend if I can help with things. Like the README at first wasn't quite right, and I got it and I got it pulled down and I was able to tinker with it. So like any questions you have along the way, I'm around.
Totally. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, this is like a behind the scenes view of Moonshot Bots launch. I was like furiously DMing Austin on the Saturday before Moonshot Bots launch. I was like, please save me, help me rewrite this. And so we did some Saturday night coding in order to get Moonshot Bots out. And I think that like the marginal difference between a launch that's almost there and a launch that really hits the target can be a lot of money. So I'll probably be spending some time committing to the repo over the weekend, and I think we're going to deploy it to mainnet on Monday in prep for the Tuesday talk. So that'll give us some wiggle room over the next couple of days.
How about the purchase collision thing that we had with Moonshot Bots? Did we do
that's
anything
such a pain in
here
the
with
ass.
that? We should probably talk through it. It might just be a front end change where you up the front end purchase price by 2 or 3% to cover the ground it could possibly cover during the curve.
I think
The
we
best
should have like a
example
little
is a
select
refund,
box
but I
that's
don't want to
like
build that. Yeah,
purchase collision, and you can like up it, because I explained to so many people how to go to the contracts and purchase it directly,
yeah,
and that's
no.
basically what it would be doing. But
No.
it just makes the interface more complicated. Do you guys know what the purchase collision thing is that Austin's talking about?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
We had it with Moonshot bots too.
Yeah, people
The
are
same issue.
complaining about it.
Yeah, a little slippage variable wouldn't be too bad.
And rightly so. We definitely want to fix it.
What we could just I just like, we want to fix it. But I feel like we've been probably pushing Bliss and Fahim and in team a little bit too hard, and so I don't want to death march this. But like, yes, I'll add it to the list when we're doing cleanup, and hopefully one of us can get to it.
A really,
Austin, maybe
really
you can-
low lift way. Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, maybe you can bring in another build guilder. I was talking with Bliss. He's pulling 100-hour weeks, so we definitely don't want to add anything to his plate.
Yeah, we gotta help him out with that. I agree. The lowest lift here would be in the front end where the transaction happens, where the value goes into that transaction. You just take that value up a few percent, and they overpay basically, but then there's no collisions, or there's less collisions. So that's the little trick that like doesn't take any work. But then yeah, maybe there's a select box, maybe there's a couple select boxes where you can say like up 5%, up 10%. Maybe there's a failure retry. Like the best possible way is you overpay and then the contract refunds you, and then we just have an overpayment of 10 or 20% in the front end. But that's scary to me to put in a refund in a contract that we're not really auditing very well.
Right. I agree.
So
Yep.
do we want to plan to do a Rinkeby stress test next week before the live presentation, or what do we think?
Would be good to hit this on Rinkeby on Monday or Sunday if you guys are around.
Okay. We'll try to get it that done. Like I already deployed the contracts to Rinkeby. I just got to.
And I can be the
front
one
end.
that deploys them to main if we need to.
Right on. Perfect.
Any other technical or operational concerns for this?
I'll just add that I'm
Cool.
taking notes inside of this North Star document, which I'll put into the chat right here about next steps. We have a
Awesome.
meeting later today to talk about this. Do I want to cancel that, or do you guys just want to coordinate through Telegram, or should we still do that?
That's a
I think
Fahim Jason question. Yeah.
it's at 4:30. I think. Is that correct?
Is Bliss still in flight, or he's gonna?
Yeah, he's on a flight right now.
Yeah, I just talked to him. He said he's got where he's got to go. He'll be on in a little bit. So I was going to ask him if he wanted to attend that meeting at 4:30.
Okay.
Will
I'll leave
there
it on the
be
calendar?
Either
Yeah.
way, I
For
could
now.
also just tell him that we'll contact each other async, and if we need to get on a call, then we can. Otherwise, I think we can get most of our answers via Telegram, so we're not wasting your time.
Cool. Well, I just took some notes in this doc right here. Demo notes. We want to advertise funds go to public goods everywhere. Link in the PDFs. Show a meter of how far we are to the next level. New image for the final boss. Colton, if you want to give us that, you can put it in. The purchase collision problem we need to solve, and then deploy to Rinkeby. So those are the ones that I wrote down. If I missed anything, we can add it to this list. Cool. Amazing work, everyone.
Yeah, super pumped. On the copy editing side, MMM has some copy editors that you shouldn't be afraid to ask for help to go over and help you write or whatever you need. If you want them, they're available.
Yeah, where would we go for that? Who do we contact?
Yeah, contact Fred or Chris would also have the right info on that.
Cool.
And then sort of like a question above the tech part about the fundraising. I don't know anything about like who's invited to LizCon. Are we are invites going out to all of the like NFT collection funds and stuff, or what's the story there? I'm just curious. No.
I'm gonna right now. My marketing plan is give a talk at LizCon and say thegreatestlarp.com a bunch of times and to tweet about it. So like, if we want to have people like once my tweet is out, maybe we can go around to the different NFT groups and be like, hey, this just dropped like alpha leak, blah blah blah. But I'm likely going to be like working the crowd there, and it'd be great if someone from the collective, if we're going to have like a digital campaign, could pick that up.
Cool. So maybe I'll ask MMM to consider that.
Okay, cool. I'll likely be like posting the tweet everywhere after it's out, and you know, in the Moonshot Collective Telegram, we can call it kind of all swarm from there.
And the tweet's going out on that Wednesday?
My talk is on Tuesday, the 20th at looks like 8 a.m. Mountain Time, which is like 2 p.m. Lisbon time. So I will maybe send you an invite just so that it's on your calendar, Ryan.
Okay, awesome. And then Moonshot Bots had a bunch of extra early ones minted to be given away to influential people. Is there a plan to do the same with the ETH bots?
If once we
Cool
launch
question.
it, you guys want to like mine the early ones, please. Consider this your alpha leak. Like you all fucking worked on it. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, I definitely want some. If someone's actively going to be doing that, I'll send you the ETH now so that I don't have to be online pressing the button. Get at me. Okay, cool. So
Cool.
my action item is to get to MMM about having a digital campaign to reach out to NFT investor groups.
One thing, like, I don't know how many people in the audience are Moonshot Bot collectors, but like, would you feel left out of this campaign if you saw that we were doing more NFTs and like Moonshot Bots weren't anywhere on the page at all? Or like, I just want to make sure that we're not letting that community feel left behind by launching these new NFTs.
You probably want to have a handful of them that you make available to the Moonshot people who wish they could have gotten in but weren't alerted on time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What about since they're levels that you've already completed? What if we make the Moonshot Bots the first level?
What if Moonshot Bots was like level 1 and we've already beaten it as a community? Like this is just the reveal that it was part of a wider campaign. Cool. I will see if we think that's a good idea. Maybe I'll YOLO that in. At this point, I'm not asking Fahim or Jason for anything much because we've already changed the scope on them a bunch of times. But
you can put it into your talk. You can put it into your talk without losing anything and having to change the site.
Cool. But yeah, I'll drop some tweets as soon as it's live, and we can roll from there. The price curve, I still have to work out the economics of the price curve. And so, but the early ones will definitely be cheap, hella cheap, just like with Moonshot Bots and Marshot Bots.
Yeah. And speaking for me personally, like I gotta get one. I wouldn't, I gotta have it.
Do it.
I'm sure everyone else here feels the same way.
Swap said, can you add a special discount for Moonshot Bot holders? Yes, we could, but we're already burning the 11th hour on this, so I'm not going to on this campaign, I don't think.
But for sure, something we need to be really mindful of is all these different NFT drops and the you know, saying it goes to 100% to public goods is good, but we got to be careful not to be too noisy with these things. I mean, like we want to be noisy and get people buying them, but it's like you don't want to flood the brand.
Yeah, we only want to do one of these every like 2 or 3 months, probably.
And so here's my rule. I'm not turning this into a fucking state of like the storytelling along with the auction mechanism. But if someone wants to take this and fork it, like Marshot Bots is like a Moonshot Collective adjacent project. Like that wasn't us, but if people want to go out and create like, you know, more clone-like projects permissionlessly, that's fine. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm stoked for when somebody finally launches Uranus shot bots. I just can't wait. That's going to be so cool.
I made the
There's
repo.
lots of
You
there's lots
made
of
the
planets.
rid. It's happening.
Now all you got to do is get the art and, you know, put it all together.
We were thinking Uranosaurs, like dinosaur theme.
I really want to do a CryptoPunks fork called Solar Punks. I think that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Yo, that's actually legit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we know the next one is going to be solar bots. Awesome. Solar punks. Awesome. Tasty dog food. Do we want